objects that shows on the interface are organized in the layout file written in XML language, which is a markup language. So I would you guys to pick out the relative code lines or XML lines to the only one button, not N, only one button. So that is what you are supposed to do. Before we get started, I would like to ask some questions for you guys. Here are 4 different states you might be in. Please let me know where you are. Okay. If you have tried your first application, I know some students might have problems in just downloading and installation of the AS or Android Studio. If so, please give me just 0. Give me 0 in the QQ group. So let me know how many students have not fixed the Android Studio thing. Anyone has not finished installation of Android Studio? If so, just let me know, okay? Okay. It seems everyone has done with. Okay, that's all right. That's all right. Because you have not just build it or run it, okay? So yeah, I see somebody told me that he has problem B, right? And someone just did not find the text view or the buttons, right? Okay, yeah, you might be in different cases. State 1, you have finished your Android Studio installation and you just started your first Android project, but there are something underlined in red lines. That means, okay, there are syntax or grammar errors in coding part. So in this way, because students also from other class told me they have such problem because they cannot find a variable of the class of button or the class of a text view. So there are always some red lines, or sometimes their library or some certificates has not been linked and downloaded. So in this way, if you have some syntax or grammar error, please just check. Maybe they are typed in wrong way, or they are placed in wrong place, not incorrectly, because even the same code line you put in different places, it might causes some unexpected thing. Okay. And someone just told me, yeah, their application, okay, A, C, B, okay. So there are errors, And B, the emulator, right? The emulator doesn't work. Sorry. Emulator doesn't work. Okay. If your emulator doesn't work, I just remember Nico told me she was trying her emulator. Okay. Let's do the similar thing. Okay. First of all, when we are create and enjoy the project, okay. See, this is my Android Studio. It might be kind of different from yours because yours might be Android Studio 3.5, while mine is 3.2. And different versions may have some differences, including the feature and some default options. Okay. And yeah, the application name, if you doesn't change anything, it will be my application. While here, I would like to give the name of Geo Quiz. And this is the company domain. The company domain is up to you. You can just come up with anyone. Okay. If just it makes sense for you, And here is where the application saved in. Okay, this is the project location. And one thing I guess you have to pay a lot of attention to is this is the package name, right? The package name consists of the application name and the company domain. And another thing you have to pay attention to is actually in Android Studio, you can use Java or Kotlin or C++ and even Flutter, the other language, to code. Java is not the only way. So you should just pay attention to, because in the latest version of Android Studio, the default language for coding is Kotlin instead of Java. Let me say it again. The default language for coding here, if you are using the latest version of AS, it's Kotlin. Okay, I will talk it later. Okay, so you have to make sure in this way, you have to make sure this is Java, because I'm supposing you are using Java before. You were using Java before, okay? So this is the first step. The first step is to pick up a name for the application. The next is just to select the devices and along with its minimal SDK. Minimal SDK, it might be something related to your emulator. Okay. Yeah, your emulator should not too far away from the minimum SDK. For the SDK level, we had to keep balance or have a trade-off to think about because lower API level target more devices, but offer fewer features. So there must be a balance, okay? So this is gonna be the default one. The next, and also I just know some students choose something besides empty activities. For example, he or she would like use this one or this one. For example, the login or something like this, tab or master detail. Okay, something already being with some style and structures. Actually, we are highly recommend the empty activity for the beginners because the other kind of activity needs your programming skill more than empty activity. Okay, so some students told me, okay, she just placed every single text view or buttons in the layout designing step, but nothing comes up, nothing shows up when it is running in an emulator. Okay, I told her, okay, that is because you are using something need furthermore programming. While empty activity so far, you just use it, you just design it and it will show up without programming for this part. Okay. So this is step 3. Choose an activity with a special layout. Okay. So the final or the last step is to give a name to the activity. Here I just use the default one, main activity, and its layout with the name of activity main. Of course, you can just choose this one, backwards compatible or not. Okay, let's see. Yeah, great. Almost that is right. And I will, let's just check, okay. Because someone can just test his application, but APK has some problems. And here are some problems might come across with you a lot is the AS itself, the SDK inadequate, or the SDK or emulator doesn't work, and the certificate might be invalid, or it is Kotlin first. Okay, I think this hyperlink is in Chinese. Let me just check. This Kotlin first. Kotlin language is okay. So sorry. Kotlin is not a brand new language. It is just in 2019. I think it's in May the 8th. Google declares that Android is Kotlin first. Yes, Kotlin first. Before that, it is Java first.
We use what, or we use Java, we can follow with a course, or we must use Java.
Yeah. So you have to make sure where to find out. Okay, maybe you can just see something here. This way, you find this icon, the toolbar. In the toolbar, we can see the SDK manager, and it's also something you have to pay attention to is maybe in your application, you can see this is the coding things or something. You can just find out if it is Kotlin first or not. Yeah. For me, it's not Kotlin first because I'm using some elder version of AS. But you have to make sure unless you have already known Kotlin language first, right? And also, if you are using Kotlin language, they can be converted from Java to Kotlin or from Kotlin back to Java. They could be translated to each other. Okay. So back here, and also we have some questions. Yeah, but you have to keep in your mind from 1819. Kotlin is the first option language for Android. Why? Why? Because Java is some product from Oracle, and Oracle is charging for all the Java server. So that's why Android just leave Java and turned to Kotlin. Okay. And okay, you can check for more details for this part. One thing I would like you to keep in your mind is just to make sure if you are using Kotlin or not. For example, when we are creating something quite new, a new class, yeah. Oh, this is mine. You might do something in Java class or Kotlin or some CSS file or Kotlin. Yeah, you just make sure you are doing the right language. Because in my class, I'm going to still use Java as our programming language. So it looks quite different from a Kotlin class and a Java class. Okay, you might be very careful with this part. Okay, so you also should be very clear what language you are using, Java or Kotlin. I guess most students will not use C++. Okay, and also. So let's try the first Android application again. No matter if you have finished assignment 1 or not. So we are going to create it and change it by changing its layout and its activity. Finally, we are debugging it and try it to test it and also to make a package, make an Android package so we can share with each other. Okay. So here is the problem. So far in this project, as mentioned last week, we are so interested in several different files. You just make sure you are in the same view of mind. In the tool window, we just find out the project exploit. We are using the Android, and see, I'm using Java. See, this is something you're gonna confirm, you double check, and here it is the only one user interface. Okay, in this interface, nothing special. So we leave it alone. We just check its appearance or its layout first. So this is the layout. Okay. So if any problem with the live course, please let me know in the QQ group. Okay, because sometimes even I was dropped out. I cannot recognize that. Please let me know. Okay. Yes. Okay. So here is the original layout. Just contain only one thing. Okay. See, this text view, this is a text view. See, this is a text view. I double click it. It's a text view. And also you can check in this XML definition. In this definition, you see it contains a layout. The layout has different types. Here, the type of the layout is contained. And, okay, so for this layout, we have several attributes like the namespace and the sizes. These sizes, right? Okay, I can even see something different. So something different, right? Or no. So you could see something different. So this is for the whole whole screen, and also we can have something inside this layout. In this layout, so far we just have a view, text view. Text view. This is kind of object that to show something, just to show something to the user, like the label thing in our web page. Okay, now see, this is something has some sizes. We have the sizes. We can change it. Match parent. Okay, so attribute and values. So what's the difference? Yeah, the difference here. And also so this is something. And in the constraint thing, we find out for the constraint layout, each object inside should be anchored with 4 springs. Okay, so we are going to find out these are springs. And these 2 lines, right? Also, we can just add something new here. For example, it might have an ID. Some view object has or has no ID because it depends on it will be programmed or not. Okay, so here I would like it to be something that we can program on. So I would like to have PDQ question 1. Okay, and also I would like to change something here. This is something for okay, this is something we would like to raise a question to the user. And now we are going to have four options for the user. So here we may have different choices. According to our textbook, we can use buttons. Button is frequently used view object here. For this one, this is for true. something show here is true. The similar thing can be done to the other button. What if one of the springs has not been fixed? Let's see. Okay, it is fixed only three springs, but just one has not fixed. It might cause some error. Okay, you just make sure each anchor has been fixed. Okay, for the second button with let's see what happens to it. Sometimes if it is so tough to tangle with, okay, just remove it and rebuild another new one. Okay, this is the BPM 1, 2, and this is for 4. Okay, so let's see. Okay, true. We can also change something here. So in this layout file for the true button is only from this tag to this tag. So it's from line 84 to 38. Right? It's just something here. And I saw someone just show me, okay, cannot just find just open this window, this editor. Please just to try to build it. If you just find out this area does not show up, just try to build it. Okay, just to build it, and it takes several minutes for the first time. And we can let me check my emulator first. This is my emulator. See, this is the name for the emulator, and the resolution is not very high, and the API for this virtual machine or not virtual machine, virtual device, mobile device, or virtual cell phone is just 22. It's 22, okay? And you can just change it. You can change it. But for each one, if you are changing it, you have to make sure you get the similar the SDK, because this is the Android 5, and what I have here is also Android 5. They are almost in the same version. See, they are the same version. Okay, you have to make sure. Okay, that means okay, it works for your SDK. It works for the SDK you have already chosen. So you might, in my case, I can create a virtual device using API level 21 or 22, or just a virtual device with 24 or 25, because I have these two different levels. Okay, so you just make sure everything match with each other. Okay, so I'm going to run it. So use the only one. It also takes a lot of time if it is just for the first time to build. So just look at the status bar. It depends. If your laptop is of high performance, it will not last so long time. It's installing the APK. Yes. So this is what we want to see from the screen. And this is an activity. It has the interface. It tells a question and also supplies several options for me to choose. Now I'm choose true or false, but unfortunately there is no feedback. So I cannot know. I cannot figure out if I am correct or incorrect. So what can I do? That's something we may just give some changes to the activities. Let's have a break, okay?
Oh,
Okay, yeah, let's have a break for just about 5 minutes. Okay.
Volume.
Who will teach you?